Let's start with your name. Where'd your name come from?
Actually, my name is Tommy Spaulding, and it's actually my real name. It was my father's name, it was my grandfather's name, and his father's name. So it actually was just like given to me from my father. So it's actually my real name, and that's one thing I like about myself because what I want to do is bring realness back to music. So even with my real name, you know.
What's your ethnicity?
I'm actually black. I'm actually black. A lot of people think I'm Spanish for some reason, but I'm actually black. Mother's black, father's black. So I'm actually black, you know, and I'm proud of it.
Let's talk about your upbringing. Now, you said you were born in
Brunswick, Georgia.
Brunswick, Georgia, and then you moved
To the town. I actually moved to St. Petersburg, Florida.
when you were about 10?
Yeah, 10 years old.
Okay.
And then I had moved to Tampa, Florida, maybe like around 18 years old.
Okay. So paint the picture of you and your upbringing and growing up in Brunswick and St. Pete and Tampa, why you moved to those locations. Just give me the whole story.
It's funny you say that because I was raised in Brunswick, Georgia, and I was always a problem child. Always a problem child. So I actually was playing with matches. One day my mother let me stay home from school. She had just got this big house. It was a real big ball. Like it was like a baby mansion. So one day she let me stay home from school, and I was playing with matches. I used to love matches. So I was playing with matches one day, and next thing you know, the curtain caught on fire. So then, you know, I run downstairs. My mother like, I smell smoke. Are you playing with matches again? So I'm like, no, you know, of course I was lying. You know, I'm like, no, Mom, because, you know, I ain't want to whoop it. You know, black people is. So I'm like, no, I don't want to whoop it. So I'm like, no, Mom. So I ran back upstairs, and next thing I know, the whole room was in fire. So my stepfather was downstairs. He ran up and saw that I was surrounded by fire. He jumped in the fire, grabbed me with a cover, and jumped at the fire. So then we had to move to Florida with her, St. Petersburg, Florida, with her sisters, and we would stay with them for a while. And, you know, and then growing up in St. Petersburg was actually the number 2 murder capital of the world. So I came from Georgia where everybody was real nice, everybody real friendly and stuff like that. Not Atlanta, it was like southern Brunswick, Georgia, real southern. So everybody's real nice and loving. So when I moved to St. Petersburg, the number 2 murder capital of the world, it was a totally different ball game. My first day, I actually got jumped by a whole bunch of guys, but I refused to run. Because one thing about Georgia, the people in Georgia have heart. So, you know, that was embedded in me. So, you know, I fought like about 15 guys by myself. And then next man know, I ended up becoming the leader of that gang. It was a gang. I actually became the leader of the gang. And then one of the guys told me, he was like, Tommy, man, you have heart. They was like, I'm going to tell you something in Florida. You can't be an angel in hell. So they gave me a gun. And from that point, you know, I was thugging it hard, man, because it was a survival thing. You know, I came from Georgia, which where everybody was loving, everybody was kind, but then when I moved to like hell, basically, I had to defend myself, I had to fight, I had to, you know, do some things I didn't want to do. And that's why I was facing prison. I was facing 15 years in prison. So once I got over all that, when I started getting older, I realized that I want to be a rapper, but I don't want to be a rapper that glorifies killing. I don't want to be a rapper that glorifies selling drugs because I actually did all that. And I don't want nobody to go through the same thing that I went through. I want to tell the youth to don't sell drugs. Don't kill each other. You know what I mean? It's time for us to help each other. We need to love each other. We need to share. You know what I mean? It's time for us to start building up. And excuse when I say this, but I am black. And I love white people. I love Spanish people. I love Japan people. I love every race. But I'm black. So I feel like it's time for us black people to start supporting each other. You know what I mean? We go spend millions of dollars to build up every other race but our own. You know what I mean? And we just always rapping about killing each other. You know what I mean? I want to be the rapper that tell you don't kill each other. I want to be the person to tell you that pick up a book instead of a gun. I want to be the person to tell you own a business instead of being a good employee. You know what I mean? So this is why I feel like I'm important to the game because nobody doing it. You know what I mean? And it's sad to me. It's so sad to me because I feel like these people have a big platform where they can actually help multitudes of people to do the right thing. But for some reason, for money, they want to just, I want to get my check, I want to get my millions, and I'm going to tell you go kill each other. I'm not like that. You know what I mean? I done had the biggest record labels. I don't want to say their names. I had the biggest record labels come to me and say, you're talented. We want to sign you, but can you talk about killing each other because it's popular? And I refuse. I turn it down every single time because I don't want to do that. I'm not about to destroy my own people. It's like, what's the difference from like a rapper talking about kill each other than from somebody giving a kid a cup of bleach and say drink it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to feed the youth poison. I want to be a positive role model for blacks, not only blacks, for the poor white kids, for kids, the underdogs, for the kids that have no fathers, for the kids that feel like they have no future, for the kids feel like they just stuck in the ghetto. You know what I mean? I want to be a role model to let you know that you can do it. You know what I mean? I'm out here I have no record label right now. I'm with DJ Smallz. I done been on DJ K-Slab. I've been on WSL Magazine, Respect Magazine, Hood Rich Radio Station. I'm on radio station right now in Louisiana, over 1 million homes. I'm with Baby Savage. Baby Savage is like my brother.
Did Sway in the Morning, right?
Yeah. Yep, with him. So it's like, Baby Savage, he's a good person, man. He see my vision, and he feel the same way. He feel the same way that he want to help the youth. You know what I mean? So Baby Savage, I give a shout out to Baby Savage all day long because like I said, record labels want me to sign, but they want me to destroy my race. Baby Savage said, nah, I want you to uplift your race, and I'm going to help you out. You know what I mean? So I shout at him all day long. You know what I mean? So this is where I feel like my brand is about positivity. My brand is about helping you to not sell drugs, to not kill each other, to stop putting our women down. Every song, woman got to be a stripper, she got to be a hoe, she got to be this. Let's stop that. You know what I mean? I feel like us men, you see the news every single day. Cops killing us every single day. And especially they putting down our women every single day, and we helping them by putting songs out. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people say, well, music not that powerful, but really it is. Because a lot of these kids don't have fathers. They looking at these rappers, Lil Wayne, I don't care who you are, they look at you as role models. So if you a role model telling them to go kill each other, they're going to do what you said. I can't go to sleep like that at night. I can't do it. I could not do it. I can't go to sleep knowing I just told millions of kids to go kill each other. I can't do it. Not for $1 trillion. I can't do it. So I feel like I'm here to say today. And be honest with you, I don't even want to be a rapper. My dream and my goal was to be a lawyer. But I feel like the rap game is so tainted. I feel like the rap game is so polluted that they need somebody to tell them that it's time for a change. And that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? I feel like we get prophets like every 20 years. We had Bob Marley, we had Pop. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm here now. You know what I mean? I feel like Pop prophesied something. He said, I'm not saying I'm the one that's change the world, but I'm gonna spark the brain. I'm gonna spark something in somebody's brain to make them change the world. I feel like he prophesied me, because that's what I'm about. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. You can't pay me $1 trillion to tell me make me go tell people to go kill each other. I don't want your money if that's the case. I'd rather have nothing if that's the case.
Now, you have a positive message that you speak of with your music. What about as far as the lyrics? Explicit lyrics or clean lyrics?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I'm actually spit one of my lyrics. It's a song called "Change Our Ways," and I'm gonna let you tell me. I'm gonna let everybody out there watching tell me what you think. And this is what it's a song called "Change Our Ways," and it goes like this: every time I turn around, I see the rich making a fortune, but no jobs for the poor, so they forced to have abortions. Innocent kids getting murdered by stray rounds. Daddy escaped town, but his daughter got laid down. What's wrong with this awful world? The blind eat the blind, to everybody doing crime, and wonder why the crime grew. I can't take it no more, so I refuse to bite my tongue. I'm exposing the devil to the top of my life when I was young. Why the rich getting richer, but throw my people to the slums? They hope that you know what I mean? So I don't want to go too much, man, but change our ways. You know what I mean? I'm on positivity, clean lyrics. It's reality, because I am from the streets. But I feel like these rappers nowadays, they say they from the streets, and they got Bugattis, they got this. But I'm from the hood. I don't know one person with a Bugatti. You know what I mean? Only people I know is people that got a job, or they slinging. They trying to not sling dope. You know what I mean? They just doing it to take care of their kids, but they trying their best to get out of that. So I feel like these rappers saying they real, but they really ain't real to me. Because where I'm from, we don't got no Bugattis. We don't got no Ferraris. You know what I mean? We don't got that. You know what I mean? So I represent the everyday kid that actually want to go big in life, want to go further in life, but just don't have the means because you was born in poverty. You know what I mean? So I want to tell everybody that you can make it. You know what I mean? You just got to get up, go and get it. Don't take no for an answer. Stick to your guns. You know what I mean? Like I said, I had record labels tell me, we like you, you talented, we want to sign you, because you talk about selling drugs. Refuse it. You know what I mean? That's the real hood.
Now, okay, so you say you got clean lyrics. You say you got a positive message. What about the N-word? Do you use the N-word in your music or no?
Now,
what's your stance on that?
Be real with you. I do not, like, you can't find one song where I actually use the N-word in my songs. But be 100% real with you, Not that wasn't even because of I'm trying to be positive. It's just because I feel like this. And I really feel this with the bottom of my heart. I feel like what black folks need to know is this. You really ain't the N-word. You really was born kings, to be real with you. You know what I mean? Your history did not start in slavery. It really did. That was American history. Your history was King Tut and all them, they was black. You started off as king. So what I refer to as the youth and other black folks is, what's up, king? What's up, king? What's up, queen? That's what I do. You know what I mean? That really had nothing to do with nothing else besides I like to educate people. I'm a teacher. You know what I mean? I like to teach people that you really was a king. I like to tell the truth. You know what I mean?
Now, growing up and going to school, what type of student were you in school?
Now, to be honest with you, when I moved to St. Petersburg, like I said, St. Pete was the #2 murder capital of the world. Not just America, it was of the world. So I came from Georgia, a good kid, a real nice kid, and then I was getting jumped left and right. And then next man know, I got involved with the gangs. So believe it or not, when I got tired of getting jumped. So, I said, I need to be the leader. I always been a leader. I became leader on the wrong side. You know what I mean? And that's why it's important for me to tell people that I've been there. You know what I mean? You might say you a thug. I've been there. I've been way worse than you could ever be, man. I was trigger happy way more than you could ever be. Just somebody could sneeze wrong. Somebody could look at me wrong, and it was time to go down. You know what I mean? So that's why I grew up. I came from Georgia. I was a nice kid. I went to St. Petersburg, the environment, and that's one thing about poverty. You got to look at it like this. I don't care if you could take a whole bunch of white people that's rich. If you put them in a situation where they don't got no food, they have no money coming in, parents struggling, you know what I mean, parents on drugs, eventually they're going to start killing each other. They're going to start eating each other. But I want to be the hope to tell them that it really is light at the end of the tunnel. You really can't stay focused. I never had nobody tell me that it's light at the end of the tunnel. That's why I want to be the role model for millions of the youth, to tell them it is light at the tunnel. I got to see you. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I ain't had no father. You know what I mean? I have a father now. You know what I mean? But at the time, I ain't had no father. So the drug dealers was my father. They taught me, sell this, but really it was to put more money in their pockets. You know what I mean? I had killers, bust this. Really, so they won't go to prison. So I'm telling you, don't join no gangs. I know every rapper now, they are blood, they this and this. Do not join no gangs, man. Do not do it, man. You talented. You a special race. And I'm not even speaking to just black folks, white folks, trailer parks. You know what I mean? You can make it. You know what I mean? You could do it. Just go to school, man. We got enough rappers. Number one, we got enough rappers. And right now you see these cops killing us left and right. You know what I mean? And what we doing? We marching. Million Man March. I'm tired of marching. It's time for us to go march to be lawyers. It's time for us to march to schools to be judges. It's time for us to go march to school to be police officers so we can stop all this injustice. That's what we really got to do. And I just tell the truth, you know what I mean? And people tell me, Tommy, you got to stop this. The Illuminati gonna try to kill you. They kill Malcolm X, they kill Martin Luther King, they kill Pac, whatever. Well, I have to die for a cause, then so be it. You know what I mean? It's deeper than money.
Now, with the gang culture and that side of things in your youth, was it easy or hard to get away from that? Meaning, I've heard stories before getting away from a gang can be a pretty tough experience. I don't know if that's an experience that you could just say, hey, I don't want to be a part of a gang anymore. I'm going this way, you guys go that way, easy breezy, or was it something you got to get jumped out of? Like, how does that work?
Well, be honest with you, it is something that is kind of hard to get out of. And it's sad. Because when you have somebody that want to get away and want to do the right thing, you should just let that person go and do the right thing. You know what I mean? So I took a lot of backlash. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I became the head person. So when I was saying, look, I wanna stop this, I took to this day, if I go around my old hood, we want you to go bust this, we want you to go shoot this, we want you to go do this. And when I tell them no, they get mad, they want to fight and stuff like that. But it's to the point where I don't really care what happens, because if I really feel like this, if I had to die for a cause, then so be it. So it's nothing somebody could do to somebody that's willing to die for a cause. You know what I mean? So be it. And I let people know right now that's watching that might know me and feel like Tommy, a traitor for talking like this. I'll let you know, do what you got to do. But best believe I'm going to touch millions. And that's my goal. You know what I mean? I feel like I was born with a purpose. I got deceived because of my environment. But once I started realizing who I am, once I started realizing the truth, you know what I mean? So be it. If you guys take me out, take me out. You took Jesus out. You took Martin Luther King go. You took Malcolm X. So what? I'll be a legend. So either way I go, I won't die.
Now, you spoke with the message in this interview saying, you know, don't get into the gang life and so on and so forth. What about somebody watching this interview, listening to your story, and is in a gang but wants to get out? How do you advise that person to get out of that type of situation, that environment?
Well, I'm going to tell you just like this. I'm going to just be real with you. I'm going to be so real with you, so real with you. If you really want to get out, you got to think like this. You was willing to die for a street that don't belong to you. You was willing to die for a flag that was red or blue or white or brown. You was willing to die for all this stupid mess. So won't you be willing to die to do something positive? You know what I mean? Won't you be willing to die to change the world? Won't you be willing to die to impact millions of people to not do what you did? Don't be selfish. You know what I mean? You had heart then. You was tough then. You was willing to die for a street that would never belong to you. You know what I mean? So won't you be willing to die to do something positive like I'm doing? You know what I mean? I don't care who comes for me. You know what I mean? I do not care. Do not get me wrong. I have a lot of people to this day talk about me like crazy. Tommy, you a traitor. Tommy, you this. Tommy, we'll do this to you. Do what you got to do. You know what I mean? I fear no man. I only fear God. That's the difference now. I fear no man. So if you want to take me out for doing something right, take me out. You know what I mean? Simple as that.
Now, you also talked about selling drugs and stuff like that. What about somebody that wants to get out of that lifestyle? What do you advise them to do to get out?
Well, you know the weird thing about it? Like, for example, I do a lot of music. I have a clothing line. I'm with a clothing line, Dan, Brent Slosher, called Go and Get It. GoandGetIt.com. Make sure y'all go get that. But the thing about it is this. Well, I love to hire ex-drug dealers. I love it because one thing about them, a lot of people don't understand this. Drug dealers are very smart. They're like geniuses. They don't need no calculator. They can calculate this up in their mind in like 5.3 seconds. You know what I mean? So I tell them to use your smartness, use your brain to do something positive with it. Those be some of the most, like Jay-Z. He was actually a dope boy. Jeezy, dope boy. A lot of these people, they use their same mentality, but it's something positive on something, you know, with music or whatever they're doing, and they become very successful. So use your gift. You have a gift. You're very smart. So just use that for something positive. You know one thing I used to hate about slinging drugs or being around people that sling drugs, you always have to watch your back. Always. You got the cops coming for you. You got haters coming for you. You got your best friend that's coming for you because they know exactly what's in your pocket. You know what I mean? Once you just put all that to the side, be done with that, and use it for something that cops can't mess with you on, you know what I mean? Just do it for something positive.
True or false? I hear this a lot. A lot of people say the rap game, the music game is like the dope game.
You know, I guess they say that because it's about, selling a product and stuff like that. So maybe that's why they say that. You know what I mean? But me personally, you know what I mean? I'm not perfect by a long shot, and I don't pretend to be. But it's just that I feel responsible for the youth. I feel like it's so many people in the hood. You could go to 10 kids in the hood and ask them, how many y'all have fathers that stay in your house? You might, out of 10 kids, you might get one that raised their hand. You know what I mean? So I feel like, how can I encourage them to go kill each other? How can I encourage them to go sell dope to each other? How can I encourage them to go to prison? I want to encourage them to don't go to prison. I want to encourage them to go to school, own your own business. One thing that I feel like what we do is we train our kids to be great employees. We got to kill that. We need to start training our kids to be great bosses. We have to own our business. Like I said earlier, we put money in every other race hand. We put billions of dollars in every other race hands. We need to start building the black community. You know what I mean? Then they'll take us seriously. Right now, you got to look at it like this. It's a whole bunch of poor people. I'm going to just go there. It's a whole bunch of poor people that happen to be black. Nobody take you serious. You know what I mean? We go throw money in the Gucci hands. Not the rapper. You know, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, all these people that really hate us. and behind closed doors call you nothing but a nigga. You know what I mean? We need to start putting that money in our pockets. You know what I mean? We get the power then. You know what I mean? And then we could be taken seriously then. Then we be considered as a man.
Now, you spoke about the negative message that's currently in rap, and you have a positive outlook and positive message. But who do you blame for that? Do you blame, let me set it up, do you blame the record labels and the artists and the executives and the music industry that make that music? Because you said you've been approached to make that type of music. Or do you blame the listeners, the fans, the consumers that accept that music?
And I blame both. And I'm going to explain why. Because you got to look at it like this. You got to look at this. In slavery days, there was an inside slave and there was an outside slave. But the master was in charge. The master will give the inside slave a whole bunch of more food, more leeway, more stuff like that. But he would tell the inside slave to go out there, go kill that slave, the outside slave, because he disrespected me earlier, or he didn't pick the cotton enough time. You know what I mean? And the inside slave, yes, master, let me go do it right now. You know what I mean? As far as the customer, I feel like the customers right now is they pretty much getting what they getting. You know what I mean? It's really in these days right now, it's really nobody that's really telling them otherwise. It's like giving a whole bunch of kids junk food. Kids gonna take junk food. But when somebody come on the scene and say, look, I got some ribs, I got some barbecue chicken, I got some soul food, some mashed potato, some macaroni and cheese, eat this. It's gonna be kind of hard first getting the kids that because they're so used to junk food. You know what I mean? But once they finally start taking a taste of it, they're gonna say, oh, this is good. And they're gonna start passing on to the next kid, the next kid, next kid. So right now, like I said, I kind of blame both. Right now, we have to stop. We have to stop buying into all this crap. You know what I mean? Like no shade, but me, I'm very blunt. I'm very real because I feel like the truth set people free. I look at it like this. Look Young Thug. You know what I mean? Talented artist. But here you got somebody who just dressed up like like a female. He put a dress on his new cover and a blue dress. But you're supposed to be a blood red, but you're wearing a blue dress, number one. Two, you got like 6 different baby mamas, so you're really not gay. You really just doing what your master told you to do, because you really ain't gay. Because you would have been said you was gay. You seem like you very Young Thug very blunt. He's like you would have been said, okay, I'm gay, but you're not really gay. You just doing what they say do because they telling you that, okay, you need to start selling more albums, and this is gonna help you sell more albums. And him, okay, I'm getting millions of dollars, so I'm gonna do it. That man probably really don't want to dress like that. But the record label saying do that, and then people, they buying it, they accepting it, they love it. Now don't get me wrong. If the man was really gay and people buying it, so be it. But he's not really gay. You know what I mean? So it's all a mess to me. It's not real to me. You know what I mean? And me personally, I'm tired of all this fakeness. You know what I mean? Just be real. If you gay, you gay. You know what I mean? Just be real with me. You know what I mean? I'm not coming to sugarcoat. I'm not coming to fit in with everybody else. That's not me. I don't want to be like no other rapper. You know what I mean? I do not want to be like no other rapper.
Now, we kind of got off subject a little bit, but going back into the talking about school, did you graduate high school?
I graduated high school.
Did you attempt college?
I went to college.
Did you graduate college too?
I didn't graduate college, and I'm going to tell you why. I was actually going to college to be a lawyer, and I loved it. I loved it with a passion. I loved it because what I wanted to do was I wanted to be a lawyer that helped people that was actually innocent. So I actually wanted to be a lawyer. But then when I started listening to, because I love music too. So when I started listening to this music, and I started seeing that every single rapper is talking about, I kill you, I blow your brains off, I'm a dope boy and all this. I have a big heart, number one. So when I hear all these rappers that have this big platform, that they could actually do something that could impact the nation to do something positive, but they're using it for the wrong way to get money. When I got fed up. You know what I mean? So I said, you know what? If I can't find the answer, then I must be the answer. You know what I mean? So I said, let me start writing. So I never want to be a rapper. I never want to be an artist. I wanted to be a lawyer. But when I started looking at what was going on, I said, somebody got to make a change. And it's like watching cartoons. You see, you have Superman and you have the villain. But right now, it's like nothing but villains. So they glorify villains because that's all they have. So I feel like, well, I have to be the Superman that's going to come on the scene. And then the kids see that's the one that we should like. That's the one we should follow. The Superman, not the villains, but it's all they getting. And that's why I'm so glad that we have Pop. I'm so glad that we have a Big. Because even though Pac and Big would say something bad, they were always throwing a song like Keep Your Head Up. They were always throwing a song like Dear Mama. They all throw songs in to let you know that you don't kill each other. You know what I mean? But except me, I just don't want to do both. I don't want to tell you to go kill somebody and the next song tell you to don't do it. I want to be all the way firm with it.
So what year did you stop going to college? Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior?
It actually was a sophomore. It was a sophomore. So I was deep in it. I loved it. And matter of fact, when I make it big in the rapping, when I'm done with it, I'm gonna go back. Because that's my real goal. But right now I feel like the youth need me. I'm all about the youth. Because I was a youth that had nothing but drug dealers and killers telling me to go that way. The wrong way.
Now, there's different opinions on college. What do you say to that person watching this interview, listening to your story, when it comes to college and they're thinking about enrolling? For example, some people say go to college. Some people say you don't need college. Some people say maybe a trade school instead of college. Some people drop out of college, like you did, and become very successful, like Bill Gates. Other people graduate college, get a degree, and don't get a job they got a degree in. They end up doing something else. What do you say to that person that's thinking about enrolling?
Well, be honest with you, like you said, if you are a natural born entrepreneur, then that's your gift. But if you need help and to get to your calling, then go to school. Why not? But if you are a natural born entrepreneur, then that's your gift. You was born with your gift. So do that. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying just don't go to school. I'm not saying, only thing I'm saying is just be responsible with your gift. You know what I mean? Why do we have to always glorify the wrong things? Why? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're going to go to school or whatever. Only thing I'm saying is this world need light. This world is like, it's getting polluted it's so bad. It's a shame. We just need people to be positive. So whether you want to be an entrepreneur, do something positive.
Now, was dropping out of college, was dropping out of college at the time, if you could look back, 2020 hindsight vision, was that the right decision you made? Or do you wish you, at that point, still finished college and done the lawyer thing?
Well, for me personally, I can't speak for everybody else. Because I recommend you to go to school unless you're a very genius entrepreneur. But me personally, I feel like it was the right thing to do, and only because I love people more than I love money. You know what I mean? I feel like it's so important. It's so important. It's so important to me to help the people out and help the youth out to guide them the right direction. Like so for me, it was the right thing to do because I'm on a mission right now. I'm on a mission to just inspire you to do the right thing, to have integrity.
Jobs you had growing up, if any?
Oh yeah. I had plenty of jobs growing up. You know what I mean? I had a job working in the airport. I was working at the airport SkyCap. I had a job dietary, helping elderly people, stuff like that. So and I learned a lot of my wisdom from older people. You know what I mean? Because I can't really learn something from somebody younger than me unless they just really have a lot of knowledge, like Kodak Black. You know what I mean? But the elderly taught me a lot of stuff. The elderly actually influenced me to be somebody that helped the youth out because they helped me out. When I was thugging, and then I said, let me get a job. And and these elder people seen that I was thugging still, and they were telling me, don't sling drugs on the side. I don't know how they know. Maybe it was God was telling them. But they'll tell me, don't sling drugs. Don't be out there doing everything we see on the news. Be somebody that will be a positive influence to the world. So I'm proud of my jobs because every piece make you. Every piece of your life make you.
Did you quit these jobs or did you get fired from these jobs or what?
No, I actually quit like from the dietary. I quit there. I went to something higher. I went to the airport and I just just went higher and higher.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of these jobs you just mentioned? Anything out of the norm?
Well, I mean, you have your ups and downs, but what is with me is this. I'm kind of weird when I say this, but it's so true. Anybody that really know me know I'm telling the flat out truth. I don't really look at bad situations as bad. I look at bad situations as a learning experience. So if I did have a bad situation, I'm not the type of person to get mad and kick the wall, punch the wall. I was taking, no matter, they could have told me with a bad attitude, Tommy, you being very rude. Instead of me want to fight the person, I ask myself, was I being very rude? And if I tell myself you was being very rude, then I change that. So I don't really look at bad situations as bad. I look at it as a learning experience.
Now, growing up, when we talked about your upbringing and stuff, you mentioned, I guess your father wasn't in your life at first, and now he is?
Yeah. And unfortunately, and maybe this is one of the reasons why I love the youth, because it's not just me. In the black community, and this is what we need to change, black people need to start sticking together. You know what I mean? Mothers and fathers need to start working things out. You know, I know the government gonna offer you EBT and all this stuff like that, but it's not worth it. You know what I mean? One thing about the white community that I actually like is that they stick together through thick and thin. And this is why they strong right now. We need to start doing the same as that thing. But with me, I'm so educated, I know that go way back to slavery. When they took the man away and they took the woman away and it put it in your DNA. So I can't really go on that right now. But what I will say is this. Us black folks need to stick together. The mother, the father, raise your family. Stick together through thick and thin. And my father wasn't there, and now he's there. You know what I mean? And I reached out to him. And, he said he always loved me, but, he was in Georgia. We moved to Florida. So I understand that too. But I'm there for my kids. I don't care if I move to Japan and my kids stay in America. I'm seeing my kids every chance I get. And one thing about mothers is you have to stop this mess where you're not gonna let the father see their kids because he got another woman. Stop that mess. It's all about the kids. You know what I mean? You gotta let the father be in the kid's life. You know what I mean? So my father says because my mother moved away and all that stuff like that. But regardless, I still love him. You know what I mean? He looked like my twin, and I got nothing but love for him.
What age did you reach out to him and he became part of your life again?
Well, maybe probably around like 14 years old. 14 years old. It wasn't like a instantly relationship. It takes time. We still working on it. You know what I mean? Some days I still, why you wasn't there, here and there. He'll let me know, your mother moved away to Florida and I'm in Georgia. And I understand that. Now I'm a father myself. I understand that. So,
what about as far as siblings? Are you the only child?
No. I actually have I have two beautiful sisters, Tequila Hunter. I have Victoria Florence. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Those are like my rocks. You know what I mean? Those are my babies. Those are my heart. I love them to death. You know what I mean? And I have a brother, Zedric Yarborough, a.k.a. Key. That's my heart. I love him to death. You know what I mean? So we are army.
Are you the oldest?
No, actually my sister's the oldest. Tequila Hunter. You know what I mean? Her husband Hemp. Shout out to Hemp. That's my brother. Love him to death. You know what I mean? So we real tight. We real close. We all go through ups and downs. But at the end of the day, we was raised in the same home. We love each other to death. You know what I mean? So we all trying to help each other. She actually was in the Army. Tequila Hunter was in the Army. You know what I mean? So
are you the middle child, the youngest?
I'm actually the second to the oldest.
Okay.
It's my sister Tequila Hunter, then me.
Does anybody else in your family rap aside from yourself or just you?
Yeah, actually my brother Keon, we call him Key. Key, he's a phenomenal rapper. You know what I mean? Like he's a great rapper. He's very, very positive, and he was like me. He was my little brother, so of course he was following me around doing bad things. And then one day we decided to start doing it because when I tell you, we been there, done that, and got a trophy. We got records to prove it. So it ain't just somebody who's just trying to condemn you, somebody just trying to judge you. It's not like that. It's because the real gangsters actually did it, and they trying to tell you don't do the same thing they did. Don't make the same mistakes they made.
Have you guys collabed on songs?
Oh yeah, we done collabed on plenty songs. I'm actually about to go ahead and manage him because I'm an artist myself. But I'm actually about to manage him because he's a phenomenal rapper, man.
What does your family think about your career?
They actually love it, man. My mother, LaVonda Spaulding, they all support me big time. My sisters, they support me big time. They just actually moved to Atlanta. They moved to Atlanta like a couple weeks ago. So they all here. and they love it, you know. So I feel like I got my family on my back, and not only my family on my back, I feel like the black community, the poor white kids, the poor is on my back. So I feel like I'm Robin Hood. I feel like I'm Robin Hood, and I'm take from the rich, and I'm gonna help the poor out. You know, I have a big heart for the poor.
In regards to your parents, what's the worst thing you put them through?
Oh my God. Man. When it comes to, like I said, my mother raised me, LaVonda Spaulding. I love you to death. Because, man, she has a temper. And I have a temper from her. You know, it's just DNA. You know, I had a bad temper growing up. So, man, I mean, coming to get me, mom in jail again. Mom, you know, getting kicked out of school. You know, just cussing her out. You know, just doing horrible things to her growing up, you know, that I regret. And I'm sorry, Mama, I love you to death. You already know, but we all tight, man. We all close. That's like my best friend.
What's your message to the youth, overall speaking?
My message to the youth is this: put God first. You know what I mean? I know every rap video y'all see, and I have to say this because it's real. I don't know what hood these people in. Everybody got Bugattis and Ferraris. I don't know what hood they talking about. That's Hollywood hood. I'm talking about to the real hood. People that's struggling, people that, hey man, can I hold $1? People that's in the real hood, man, that's trying to be something, man. Don't join no gangs. Don't sell no drugs. You don't get approached every single day to sell drugs. Don't do it, man. Just go to school, become something. And a lot of y'all don't have fathers, man. If you gotta follow me, look up to me, give you advice, or if you have to just be strong. Be strong. To all the single mothers out there that fathers rather buy J's and Jordans and rather buy blunts than to come see their kids, I tell you, single mothers, to be strong. You know what I mean? You gotta be strong, man. Life is hard, but you can make it. You can't do it. You know what I mean? And to all the youth, just be positive. We have enough killer rappers. We have every video, people bragging about the devil this, devil this. Let's stop all that, man. It's all about God, man. Real talk.